Hello, and thanks for joining for the 2025-26 virtual Meet the Teacher Night. I'm Mr. Nance, and I am your student's AP Stats teacher for the school year. Once again, thank you for joining. I'm going to take a few minutes, kind of introduce myself, tell you a little about me, tell you about my history as a teacher, and then we'll get into the details of the AP Stats course, kind of going from there. So, quick glance at my family here. This is my sons, Michael and Mason. They're twin boys. They're 12 years old. They go to Westfield Middle School in 7th grade. That's my dog, Penny, in the top right. This is my wife, Mrs. Nance, here. She taught at Creekside along with me for several years over there. So some of your sons and daughters, I think, had her in class in 6th grade science over there. She's no longer in the education world, but I still am. So just a couple things here. Dr. Ferris this year challenged us all to think about our 4 pillars of education, of why we became teachers. And I thought it was kind of important to share this. I shared this with the students on the first day, kind of what are the things that kind of helped me get through the day in terms of my goals and my aspirations for why I am a teacher. My first one is to be patient. Your students are still growing up into young adults. An AP Stats course has high expectations, but at the same time, those kids need grace with a lot of the things that they're going through and all the things they're trying to learn how to balance. So I was trying to be patient with them first and foremost. I try to be encouraging. I try to get them to learn to believe in themselves, even when they see something that maybe seems insurmountable. They know that, hey, they have a teacher that believes in them and encourages them to find success in their own way. I try to be nurturing. I try to help them understand that they're growing towards their potential, that they're able to find success in ways that works for them. And that's one thing that in all of my teaching, I encourage students to look to that, to look to what their goals are and to what they're trying to accomplish, and to try and nurture that, and to get them to know that they can accomplish these things and to believe in them. And then also it's to be where your feet are. Being a father of 2, it's real easy for me to think about, okay, what do I got to do tonight? What's the things I got to check off the list? So I always try and be where my feet are at, live in the moment, be present for your students, to help them as much as can in the 90 minutes I get with them every other day. So a little more details about me. And this is the same slideshow that I share with your students. This is my 17th year teaching. I had 7 years at North Central High School, and then 7 years at Creekside Middle School, and then this is my 3rd year at Carmel High School. So last year was my 2nd year, and they offered AP Stats to me that year as a new course, and I was very excited to take it. This is my 2nd year in AP Stats. Course went really well last year. Really excited to kind of take another crack at it, having kind of seen the whole course in itself. Not an easy thing to jump right into teaching a course for the first time. So that 2nd year, I'm really excited about improving some things, kind of going from there. Right away, ways to contact me. Canvas message, email is my preferred method of communication. If you ever need to contact me with any issues or any concerns, that's going to be the easiest way to get a hold of me. I usually check my email once or twice a day or an evening, so I'm usually firing back pretty quick on those. If you need to contact me by home or by phone, you can call the school here, CHS. My extension is 7361, and you can get my voicemail from there, and I can get back to you there if you'd like a voice-to-voice conversation. So that's pretty much it in terms of me. I'll take a few minutes and explain the course a little bit. So this is student view here of our Canvas course. And I wanted to right away just kind of let you know, hey, right there on the homepage, the first thing students see is nothing, no welcome, no, colorful pages or anything like that. It's just straight up the agenda for the day. And I tell my students right away that if they're absent, go to the Canvas homepage, take a look at the agenda, read what you missed for the day and kind of what was expected of you. We have our learning intentions, our success criteria is there, and then homework assignments and upcoming assessments on the right, and then kind of a rundown of what our daily agenda was. So that's the first thing I always tell students is, hey, make sure that you got that Canvas, you're checking that Canvas homepage if you're absent. Kind of go from there. And then my course is basically run through modules. So every class period that we have together is going to have a module that's got all of the resources that we need for the day. So you can see here, this is the Lesson 7 module from August 22nd for Gold Day, August 25th for Blue Day. And you can see if you click on the Lesson 7 agenda, you can see what that agenda was from the Google slide, if you're unable to read that. And then if you go back, these are links to all the activities that we did throughout the class period. So we've got, learning check answers from the previous class. There's a slideshow, supplemental information for the lesson. We did a mathematic activity with the key posted. I always encourage students, hey, if you didn't have enough time to copy down those quick notes from the key, those are always posted for you to look at your own speed. So they always have access to those as well. I would never deny access to an answer key because I want students to be able to reflect and check their work. And then there's also keys to the assignments. This was from their workbook that they have from there. So that's kind of how I was set up my model. So you can see like every class period we've had this semester has a very similar module to what's going on there. A couple bonus modules. I got school resources here. This is like, your 2-hour delay, your late start schedule if they ever need those. And then here's our class resources module. In the class resources module, we've got, our syllabus, our projected syllabus for what we're going to do on what days, my course expectations, which we'll go through in just a second. Got a link to the workbook. If students lose their workbook, they can always print extra copies. That's like 250 pages though, so hopefully don't lose that. A link to the textbook is right here, the formula sheet, and the NumWorks emulator. I'll activate a lot of links in this throughout the year for things like payment for tests and registration. That'll all be in the class resources module. But let's dive a little deeper into this course expectation sheet. I'm not going to go through this whole thing with you guys here in this video, but we did kind of talk about the course outline and the textbook and some of the required materials for students. The NumWorks calculator is a part of their rental fee here for AP Stats. It's a really great tool. My favorite calculator I've ever used. Some of the things that the NumWorks can do that the Texas Instrument can't do is just remarkable, and it's really going to help your students pass that test because they can use those on the test. Cell phones have to be docked at the beginning of the class, so I usually give kids a couple minutes to kind of check their stuff, make sure they're good to go, and I say, all right, dock your phones. Students dock them at the front of the room. Haven't had any issues with that. Grade breakdown is 80-20, so 80% tests and quizzes, 20% classwork. We have 3 unit tests this semester with a cumulative ACE at the end. And in the second semester, that would be a mock AP exam that would go towards their overall grade. Relearning and retakes, the only retake opportunities we really technically have in this course are for quizzes. I always encourage students, if they feel like they need to retake a quiz, they come see me during SRT, we talk through it, and then I set up an opportunity for them to retake it based off of what they did. There are no retakes for the test, though. The only opportunity for repairing grades from a bad test would be to get test grade replacement. And basically what we do is if all assessments have been completed on time, all homework's been done on time, and there's active participation in class, we'll allow the ACE score to replace one of the low unit test scores for the semester. So that's really their only retake opportunity for the test scores there. Mingas we've been using for passes, but other than that, the course has been cruising really well. I don't think there's been too many issues yet. The students have dived right into kind of what our daily goals are going to be in terms of having an experience with stats and then diving deeper into the notes that are involved with that experience. And I think it's going really well. And hopefully your students have reported that. One more time here, just in case you're looking for that contact information for me. Once again, best way to get a hold of me is email or Canvas message, and then if you do need to call, my extension is 7361. Don't hesitate to reach out. I'm here for your student. I'd love to help them be successful in this course. Thank you for your time. Thank you.